Good morning, fellow grouper shareholders. It is time for Vampire Church. Hi, I'm Jared Logan, and you are watching The Stream of Blood, a tabletop role-playing game Twitch channel where we already have so many deep references to draw from, and I'm so very proud of that. Welcome. We are, of course, here to play my favorite game in the world, Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition from World of Darkness and Paradox and a lot of other great people like Jason Carl, Ken Haidt, Kareem Muammar, Carl Bergstrom, all kinds of great people put this together, and they made a really great game. And we play it weekly here on the Stream of Blood every Sunday at about 10 a.m. And we have fantastic cast members who really bring it to life. And then I help a little bit too. Thank you guys for being here. I'll just say the stuff I usually say again, and then we'll get right into it because we have huge cliffhangers to resolve. We're in the middle of a story about mages and werewolves. It's taken us 60 plus some episodes to get here, but now the Pandora's box of supernaturals is open in Pittsburgh. So I hope you're all excited about that. But before I get into that, I just always need to say Vampire the Masquerade is a game for people 18 and over. It is an adult game, and adult things happen in it. Vampires, as you might imagine, drain the blood of human beings, often murdering them. So there is some gore, some violence, and there is, people blood drinking and getting blood everywhere. And that can bother some people. There's also some mind control because vampires, as you probably know, have some sort of mental powers that sometimes can bring people under their sway. All of this makes some people uncomfortable, and that's okay. If it's the kind of thing that makes you uncomfortable, please check out one of our many other shows on the Stream of Blood. You'll find that they vary in the kind of content they have. The most important thing to let you know is that we are always listening to your comments and questions and concerns about our content. So email us at streamofbloodroleplaying@gmail.com or hit us up on our Discord, the Server of Blood, and let us know how you feel about something we present on the show. We are listening and we do take it very seriously. Okay. That said, I mentioned all those great shows. Become a subscriber if you're not already. If you enjoy Vampires of Pittsburgh or anything that we do and you'd like to see more shows, please hit that subscriber button here on Twitch. If you see someone who's been lurking in the chat who isn't a subscriber yet, why not buy them a subscription? The more subscriptions that come in, the more we're able to do great things like, hire beautiful graphic redesign and then possibly bring you more content in the future. So that's that. Speaking of content, let me bring in three amazing content creators. That's their main title that they like to go by, I think. Content creator. This guy, happy to announce that his improv group, the Improvised Shakespeare Company, is going to be back out on stage with live shows coming up very soon. You can see them here in Los Angeles, of course. They have a website. Go and check it out. But if you've never seen them before, it's just it's the kind of improv where you're kind of like, how did they do that? Which is sort of impressive because usually when you watch improv, you're like, I wish they hadn't have done that. But when you watch these guys do improv, you're like, how did they do that? That's how quick they are and the depth of reference they have to draw from. Okay, enough kissing his ass. He plays Curtis Krieger, the fantastic embattled veteran gangrel vampire, kind of the current sheriff of the city. Not according to the Camarilla, but according to he and his coterie. Please welcome our lovely friend, Mr. Ross Bryant.
Oh, boy.
Oh,
God. I really got some studying to do. Jared, that was all very nice. That was a lot of great praise, but we haven't done this show in a year, and my brain has fully smoothed out. It's a cue ball in here, and I've got to get myself prepared for the return.
I think it's good that you can just kind of cram on like Shakespeare terms. What's like a really good one that maybe we haven't heard of, like a Shakespeare word?
Oh man, there's so many. Oh God!
A bodkin's a dagger, right?
Bodkin is a dagger.
Or always, for some reason, I always think it's a penis, but it's a dagger, a bodkin.
I mean, you can double entendreify pretty much anything. But,
right. And probably that's why I think that, because Shakespeare probably did use it as a double entendre at some point.
Yeah. In fact, on that subject, one actual one actual penis euphemism from an actual play with pretty weird potato finger.
Potato finger. Now
that's from the plays.
Okay, so from now on the Stream of Blood, instead of ever saying the word penis or even male genitalia, we will say, and it hits him right on his potato finger, and that's our. This Elisa is saying. This Elisa is saying fingerling potatoes, and I think that's got to be where it came from, don't you?
Yeah, get some starch in your diet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The Bard, the Swan of Avon, everybody.
That's lovely. The Bard, the great Bard, has brought us the potato finger term, and we shall use it. What a great transition to bring in our next player. I'm always mortified by where we transition to bringing in the next person. She is a fantastic actress, improviser, and a goddamn awesome role player that you can see on Apple TV Plus, or you can hear her voice in many of our favorite video games. She's playing Jen Brown, the tech CEO, the Galconda path follower, the friend of Magi, and good luck with all of that. Please, there goes my wind guard. Oh, everything's going out of control today. Please welcome Ashley Burch, everybody.
What's up, finger potatoes?
Hey, what's up, my potato fingers?
What's up, my potato fingers?
How's it going?
Congratulations on being back, Ross.
Oh, so thank you. Oh man, I'm so pumped. Nature is healing.
Right, and I'm excited I can get back out there with my one-man show. Cancel this. Which,
but you've been doing that the whole time, man, right? You've been.
I mean, I've been memeing it. I've been memeing it the whole time, but it's good to get it in front of an audience again.
I can picture the poster perfectly.
Yeah. Wait, tell me what it looks like, because I need to get busy on marketing for this.
I feel like it's you in like a wife beater doing this, but it's blurred out, so it's kind of.
Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds right.
One of these, and maybe that grouper mug is full of liberal tears.
That's right. Well, look, maybe I should write it, ironically. Who knows? Ashley, welcome. Let's bring in our third player, because I just can't wait to see what happens. You guys are in another pickle, and it's an interesting one.
We'll see.
And we're a little bit split today, so we'll see if the group can come together, or if Jen Brown's just got to juggle her shit while the other two juggle just a big fur ball of shit. Okay. This guy is a fantastic actor. You can see him on HBO Max's Raised by Wolves. He is also a voice you've heard in some of your favorite video games. And he plays Dr. Lucius Ali, a new adherent to the Church of Cain, a friend of Mary, the elder vampire, and just a dangerous kindred to know. Please welcome our good buddy, Salim, everybody.
What's up?
Yes.
What's up, man?
How you guys doing?
Oh, it's good.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I'll just give a brief recap for people who weren't watching last time. There was some rain in Pittsburgh, and it kept coming down, and then various allies were able to determine that it didn't seem to be natural. There seemed to be something going on, and by talking to your witch allies, the Reclaimers, and by also talking to Lucius, he's messing with the Camarilla. He's talking to Dr. Orman. He's talking to Bex and all the former Camarilla people that used to be hunting you down and now are sort of have their tail between their legs themselves. You guys determined that the source of this strange rain was in Shinley Park. You did some recon, or Curtis did, and you discovered that there appear to be werewolves operating out of there. You originally found a werewolf in Shinley Park many episodes ago, all the way back in the original Chronicle Vampires of Pittsburgh. And now there appear to be 4 or 5, or just multiple werewolves in there. They've summoned an army of stray dogs, and they are doing something that is making it rain so hard that it is flooding the rivers of Pittsburgh. So Jen Brown headed out to her mage allies, the Reclaimers, and together they sort of created a ritual to kind of make the river go down before it drowned some people out of their apartments and houses. Unfortunately, there was some sort of flaw.
I'm sorry, I was distracted by by Ashley's refocus magic.
It's not working.
That's okay. No, it's okay. You can see, like, I'm just like closing my eyes and monologuing. So,
Yeah.
great. You know what always works, Ashley, is like a white piece of paper for some reason. I don't know why.
Weird. Okay.
Just a little pro tip, or you can like be someone who actually knows about tech and go in and fix your camera settings, which I have never
totally
done.
throwing you off, and
no, you didn't throw me off at all.
Putting my finger to my face.
No, look good.
Look,
to me.
there was some sort of flaw in the spell that made the water go down, and it worked too well. It worked in an obviously magical way, and a bunch of mortals saw this happen. I just want to be clear to viewers who were suddenly like, now there will be a paradox backlash, because they know all the mage terms. The backlash already happened. The weird effect already happened. Basically, they actually messy criticaled, and it all happened in an obviously magical way, and that is I mean, it's endangered all of these witches and our vampire friend, Jen Brown, because all of these humans have seen this obviously magical thing occur. Meanwhile, Lucius has armed himself with a gun with some silver bullets. He's got his monster hunter sister, Clara, and they've headed to Shinley Park, where Curtis is trapped in a, Pittsburgh paws, like animal shelter with the werewolves outside. They spotted him when he kind of fumbled or messy criticaled an attempt to sneak into the park. And so now I think we will begin. Well, who should we begin with? Who wants to go first? Who has a move? And then I'll set the scene. I didn't know who to start with this morning.
Boy.
I mean, Curtis is under siege. She just wants to.
We're all a bit fucked.
Last out.
Yeah, that's exactly why I'm hiding.
Okay. We can see you, Abu. We know you're down there. Okay. All right. I guess I'm the storyteller. I should decide. Let's start with Jen Brown. So to give these other two who are in a more sort of physically dangerous place, like an opportunity to think a little bit about their strategy going in. Just to let you know specifically where you are, Abu, I believe that you and Clara are in the car on the way to Shinley Park, or you've parked and you're right there. So you are not in. They haven't clocked you yet. You're not in immediate danger. You have time to kind of come up with a plan if you'd like, and you can talk to Clara about that. Ross, you know where you're at. You're in a shelter full of barking pit bulls with these guys outside, and they know you're in there, and they're kind of like, come out and play. They're doing that kind of thing. But let's first go to Jen Brown, who you turn, and there's now a crowd of people that have gathered and have seen all of this go down. They've seen the waters recede in a way that is miraculous. There's like 13 people.
Oh my God.
That are standing in there. A lot of them are in like their gym shorts and t-shirt or whatever they wore to bed. They're all soaking because it's still raining. But you have the Rex Nemorensis, the elder witch, and her allies have like using the blood chalice that you've given them. They have managed to make the water kind of just suddenly descend in a kind of miraculous way, and they're all turning, and you can see that the witches are kind of like whispering to each other about how to handle this. Sabrina is with you as well. Mm-hmm. What would you like to do? These mortals are going, how did you do this?
Okay.
Who are you?
I'm going to attempt a lie. Mm-hmm. I'm going to hope that because it's like 4 a.m. and they're sort of disoriented and humans are kind of dumb, that they will accept this lie, which is basically that we are using a new type of technology that is supposed to be flood preventative, so that when you put that tech in the river, it is waterproof, and there's something that it does where it sort of recalls water. I want to try to use Sabrina's tech foo to sort of convince these folks that this is like a piece of tech that has done this.
That is a lot of fun. I'll tell you something. Here's what you can do.
Okay.
You can give me a manipulation plus technology roll, and you can add a die because Sabrina is kind of helping you. Does that work?
Yes.
But there are 13 people here, and they saw the women chanting and stuff.
Yeah,
so like you here's what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Your lie kind of has to throw the witches under the bus. Like your lie has to incorporate who they are according to your lie. And whether they hear you or not, or how they react to that is up to them. But you have to explain who they are in some way. Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay.
I think what I'm going to say that they are is, this is such an outlandish lie. I'm going to say that it's Sabrina's invention and that she is a bit, even though she is very tech savvy, she's a bit superstitious and there's like a playing with nature happening. So I'm just going to say that they're like crystal ladies. They're like hippy dippy folks that are basically like overseeing this new tech thing because she's like superstitious and doesn't want Mother Nature to come down on her. It's so outlandish.
This is so genius.
I actually don't think it's that crazy. I think that's actually pretty good. And so you can take in another bonus die. Okay. The only problem is that as you start to speak, you start to step forward, so does the Rex Nemorensis in like her like Tasmanian devil shirt and like one of those old lady raincoats that's like purple but see-through. She kind of steps forward too, and she's about to talk too. And it's going to be a contested roll because she's not going to say the same thing as you. So go ahead and make your roll. Remember, you get +1 for Sabrina and +1 for having a really good kind of description of what's happening.
I got a critical.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Let's see how the Rex Nemorensis does. She gets one. She gets a lot of successes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But she doesn't get it. Yeah. 7. You got 7. So you win that. So she's like, people of the 3 rivers, I have brought you this miracle, the trifold goddess. And you're like, excuse me. And then what do you say?
So sorry to wake all of you. We were sort of testing a new tech. And honestly, we weren't supposed to do it this early, but it seemed necessary. And I just wanted to make sure that none of you were hurt. And I'm sorry for her. My associate is a little bit superstitious about this kind of thing. So sorry to get you out of your beds. We just wanted to make sure that you were all safe. Clearly the tech works. So this is very exciting. And sorry again for waking all of you up. If you'd like to go back to bed, it's totally fine. Apologies again.
The pneumatic pump, this is Sabrina, the pneumatic pump filtration system that I designed is operating in the green for all the parameters. So you've witnessed the magic of technology, everybody.
It's very exciting. Very, very exciting.
Here finally. Oh, and here are the rescue workers whom we knew were on their way the whole time. And so fire trucks and ambulances are arriving. But I will say, thanks to the witches and Jen Brown, no one needs medical assistance right now. So you won that. They bought it. No, I mean, you criticaled. I mean, not only do they buy it, like they're kind of like shaking Sabrina's hand and like they're heading back into their apartments and their businesses. And Sabrina's like, no, thank you. Yeah, well, the city's watching out for you. Like,
are you guys doing an IPO anytime soon? Like, what's the name of your company?
And one of the Nemorensis' acolytes spins you around, Jen Brown, which I don't know with that. You're humanity 8, right? I don't think that would 7? Trigger your humanity 7. You let me know if it would trigger your beast, but spins you around and goes, "What have you done? We were so close to bringing some new souls to the awakening."
Oh, you wanted that to happen?
She looks at the Rex Nemorensis and she's like, "We detected us an opportunity."
Oh, sorry. Playing with a different rule book. Usually, Kindred don't like it when mortals see very transparently supernatural things going on, so I'm used to covering tracks. But now I know in the future, if you want to bring more souls to the awakening, I'll back off.
Do you know how hard you have to work to find people who will believe, who will sense and feel the earth power?
Well,
girl.
Wait. Because this seems like an opportunity. This was just one of many possible places and opportunities that we could work together to show people the earth power, right? You would not have done this if I hadn't convinced you to come out here. So this is good.
You're saying this was a first attempt to bring people back to the earth?
It could be. Look what we just did. You controlled the river. We saved people. And now I know that you want to find folks that will, respond to earth power. So if we keep doing stuff like this in the future, we can help each other. Right? I look around.
Now you need to give some sort of persuade roll. And they're pretty pissed at you. So could I have 3 successes, please?
Persuade plus intelligence?
I think you could use your... I'll allow intelligence because you're making an intelligent argument.
Okay. Oh, baby. I got another critical.
Whoa!
Man.
I'll deal with this.
Hot dice.
Jen is a whole new Jen.
The witches move close to you and they say, Kindred, normally with your stopped heart and your black decaying skin.
Yeah, all right. Yep.
You do not understand the earth power, but it appears that you do. We would like to initiate you into our sisterhood as well.
Whoa!
Hell yes!
My God!
Yes!
Whoa!
Come, let us baptize you in the water that we have spanked into submission tonight. And they're trying to draw you down to the river.
I'm gonna do it. Sounds awesome.
So they're like baptizing you, and they're saying some sort of like ritual, like as they do so, and they're speaking in kind of old English or something like that. And not only have they sprinkled a little bit of the vitae into the water, but they are all cutting their own hands and like letting it mix with like, the runoff and the silt and all the like this pollution that's down in this river. But Jen, when they dunk you under, you can taste all of that blood. And so I will just allow you to describe Jen Brown's reaction to this ceremony.
Whoa. I think she's kind of just going along with it. But then when the vitae starts pouring in, I think it kind of takes her a little bit. Like, I don't know if she really fully embraces what the sisterhood is all about, but when that happens, it's almost like she gets a bit high on the ritual and is like, yeah, sisterhood, yeah, earth power.
Yeah.
Just kind of into it.
Great. You can add your contacts for the reclaimers. You can add a dot.
Nice. Do I get rid of my hunger as well?
Yes, your hunger can. How much hunger do you have?
I just had the one.
You have one? Okay, yeah. I mean, if you're telling me you're really kind of imbibing some of this like vitae-infused river water, then you can absolutely take your hunger down to 0 right now.
Nice.
And having done so, I will just say that the sisterhood, they're like, the sun's coming up, girl.
Okay. How far are we from... How far are we from Grouper as compared to the witch compound?
You are closer to Grouper now.
Okay. I think I'd probably just head back with Sabrina to Grouper then.
Okay, she's got the car ready. You get in, you're both like completely drenched, and Sabrina's driving and she looks over at you and she just starts laughing like, oh my God, I can't believe we did that. She's just like...
Jen starts laughing too. kind of cackly witch laughter on the way back to grouper.
Okay, and as you're driving back, you can see, the lights kind of coming up a little bit, but you're going to make it in time. And that is where we will leave Jen Brown and Sabrina for the moment. Yes, sometimes good things happen to vampires. Okay, occasionally, for a little variety, sometimes good things happen. Let's go back a couple hours, and let's talk about what's happening to Curtis Krieger. Curtis. No, actually, let's actually start with Lucius, because he's the one that has time to make a plan, talk to Clara. So, Lucius, you've arrived on the scene. You have your silver bullet revolver, and you've got Clara.
So where am I? Am I seeing the 4, or am I at the park?
You're like a block. You're at like the edge of the park, right?
Okay.
And you can probably, I'll allow it. You can see. Now you don't know exactly what's going on. You just kind of arrived to help out. So I'm not gonna say. I'll give you a little luck. Let's see if you're lucky and where you guys parked. You are not. So you're not looking at the scene at Pittsburgh Pause. You're kind of on the other side of the park, or like it's a large park. So you're kind of at another angle somewhere in the park. And Clara's like getting out all of her stuff and like arming up. And she's saying to you, like, if these are really, wolfmen, then there's not a lot we can do, Luce.
No, that's not the point. The point is to leave a message, to make them feel like they are unwelcome in our city.
Well, then we have to play it smart, because they're fast and they're big. And, I know you can heal up from just about anything, but I'm a little more fragile.
Understandable. So tell me, and I'm going to look over this, so I can have a good view of this park, right now.
You can kind of look into the park from the angle you're at. What are you looking for specifically?
I'm kind of looking for dogs, for people, for just things.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Okay, so interesting. And would you have been in text contact with any of your allies? I don't know that you would. Okay. Yeah, because Curtis, I think you've had your hands a little busy since things hit the fan. So here's the deal. You can see something if you give me a wits plus awareness roll. You can get a clue.
Okay.
And one success is enough.
Wits plus
awareness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 3 successes.
Great. You notice a lot of stray dogs just kind of running around the park.
Okay. Interesting.
In a way that is clearly odd. Like they're moving in groups and they're coming around, they're like all agitated and running around in the rain. It's odd.
So I'm going to be like, because I've got such low humanity, but like, I'm going to look at Clara and be like, here's the thing. You're going to walk into the middle of the park there and you're going to pretend you're lost. You're going to try and scope out and see what's going on, what's happening.
God.
Don't worry, I'll have my eyes on you. You'll be fine. And here, take this. And I hand her the gun with the silver bullets.
Yeah, Luce, I don't really love that plan, man. I mean, maybe we should stay at a distance, or at least find out where they are before I go walking in as like a human hot dog.
Well, yes, we could. But where's the fun in that?
Oh my God.
My man.
Clara, trust me. I'm sure they have people or dogs around the perimeters. They wouldn't expect someone to just walk straight in, would they?
No, I guess not. You've got my back.
I'll be behind you.
You promised me.
I promise. I do.
Let's do this. She runs into the raining park with the gun, and what I would like is actually I'll do it for her. She's going to make some wits plus awareness kind of tracking rolls to find out, where the scene is really taking place.
I think ultimately, we're looking for parties here, rather.
I think so. Yeah. I think you're right. Yeah. And so, she's definitely in touch with you. I mean, I think that she can she's like 100 yards ahead of you, right? Mm-hmm. And you're kind of right behind her, and she keeps kind of like making motion signals to you. And then on the edge of the park, she starts pointing at a building that says Pittsburgh Paws on the front of it across the street. And now we will go to Curtis Krieger. Curtis Krieger, you've been looking out the window and you're clocking four people out there. And occasionally one of them goes out of view, and then a big dog, I mean, like the size of a horse, walks by instead. The one is Casper, the shapeshifter you've encountered before, and he's kind of staying still, and he's the one that's kind of shouting at you. And if anybody walked by, they would just think there's a guy experiencing homelessness who's shouting kind of crazy things, But the other one looks like kind of like Glenn Danzig, with matted black hair hanging down in his face and a short sleeve black shirt. And then there's one with a ball cap on, and who's shirtless with carpenter's pants on. And then there's another one who's kind of heavy set, but also has kind of more of that metal look, only with the hair all gone, just a little bit of hair kind of tufted on top of the head. And they're looking in, and the stray dogs they have with them are kind of gathering up as well. Finally, the one with the Glenn Danzig look goes, "Who are you?"
Huh. All right. And we can kind of communicate through the windows and the walls.
Through the door.
All right, great. I mean, someone who didn't want to start this kind of trouble, that's who.
You interrupted us. We have permission to be here, Leech. Your prince has granted us this gift, this cairn.
Who did you bargain?
Why the fuck are you spying on us?
Can I get a name?
A name?
Your name.
I'm Gutter.
Cute. Curtis. Who'd you parlay with to make this little bargain of yours?
Okay, so you're not he starts talking to his friends so low you can't hear him. Yeah, fuck it, we're coming in. And then they just you watch as they start shifting in front of you into their full war forms, until they're all these 9 foot tall, enormous beasts. Right? Yeah,
and I think and Curtis is just fucking Bob. And I'm okay.
One of them goes, "Ha!" And I think what he's going to do this turn is there is a big window, and he's just going to run through it, shattering it, and come inside.
Cool.
And so now I'm going to put everybody in the scene. Lucius, you and Clara have come up behind these guys.
I was going to say,
yeah,
if this is so dark, but it's what I think Lucius would do while going through the park, and if they'd seen any stray dogs, he would have gutted them and left their entrails just running around the whole park.
Okay, that's the kind of thing we have that content warning for, and I'm so glad that we have it. so I bet Lucius does have a humanity of 4, and 3. he's a 3. Fucked up dude. 3. Okay, so yeah, Lucius is that's where he's at as a character, and I think that all I need from you is Well, I need you to tell me. So, is this an attempt to get their attention?
No, it was to leave a message.
Okay, great.
This is where they're going to return. And also what I probably might have done is while I'm doing this, I don't know if I have my corrosive vitae to kind of stain their blood as well and just do something to the earth of where they were doing all this ritual stuff too.
Give me an occult plus wits roll, and I'm going to say that Clara is now alone at Pittsburgh Pause because you've decided to go off and do this, which sounds like a kind of time-consuming activity. And you can go ahead and this is what I love about Abu is he's like, let's make really, really scary, dangerous stuff happen. Okay, so Lucius, how did your wits plus occult
3 successes go?
So, Lucius, you're kind of moving through the park, and you have. I'm going to go ahead and let you say, with 3 successes, you killed 3 of their stray dogs, and you are like creating this sort of like mess that is definitely going to send a message. And you finally arrive at the edge of this sort of artificial lake, and you can see that they've set up all kinds of like little like fires and like offerings here, and you realize that whatever they're doing, this is the center of it. And there's a little plaque. It's like a little municipal thing that lets you know that this is Panther Hollow Lake. And would you like to put some of your corrosive vitae in there and harm their sacred site?
Absolutely.
Lucius, you cut your hand open. You drain some of your corrosive vitae into their sacred cairn. And the second it hits the water, you feel something move throughout the entire park. Like it's almost like the earth kind of shifts a little bit throughout the entire park. A tremor only felt to maybe supernaturals who are in tune with the secret world. But all of this happens over the course of many minutes. And so we're going to see what happened right before. And that still involves the werewolf shattering as it tears its way into Pittsburgh Paws. The pit bulls are barking like crazy. It has its eyes directly on you, Curtis Krieger. And you must now give me a willpower roll or make a fear frenzy.
Okay. Did I get?
Its eyes are yellow. It's
That's
9
great.
feet tall. It's like it's when it moves, like the ceiling is coming apart. Like, and all of the dogs are like, like they're just like going nuts. So
Great.
How did it go?
And is there a target number to hit?
Yeah.
Because I'm just rolling my total willpower,
be, right? Yeah, there has to be. So I'm gonna say, for a vampire like you and a gangrel, just 1 success will do it. You won't go into fear frenzy.
I rolled 5 successes. So
okay, great.
Oh,
I think Curtis is like watching this happen, and it's like, okay, looks like you speak my language. And like his own fangs are kind of like coming up from the bottom of his jaw, and like the claws are coming out. It's like, feels like a good day to die. And or it's like, take me out. I'm already there, man. And, is there a way I can? Christ. I'm going to do one last ditch. I feel it seems like escaping is like nigh impossible to get through these guys. I mean, fuck. Is there a way I can summon pit bulls and we all just like
Feral Whispers for me, buddy?
All right.
Feral Whispers. This guy is going to attack you, and Clara's going to fire her gun at the ones that are still outside.
Okay.
And that's what's happening this turn. So here comes his attack. Wait. Yeah. And
that's wits plus animalism. Is there charisma plus animalism? Is that right?
I believe it's charisma. Here, I have it right here. Your Feral Whispers is you have to make a rouse check, and it's manipulation or charisma plus animalism.
Great. This is I can't lie. This is a tight spot.
This is insane.
Yeah. It really sucks just watching it and not being able to help at all.
This is a tight spot, y'all.
Yeah.
This might be the end of Curtis Krieger.
No,
No, man, don't say that shit.
I won't say it. Okay.
Do you want to surge before you do this?
I failed my rouse roll. So that means if I fail the surge roll, I frenzy.
Okay. You don't want to, then you maybe don't want to surge then.
I'm at 4 hunger now because I failed the rouse.
Okay.
Is there no recognized game from these werewolves with Curtis?
I was kind of hoping, but
well, let's see.
Here we go. All right, here it comes.
You can't fight though. I thought Galconda's a peaceful track, my friend.
He's trying his best, but
I'm trying, but these guys are too threatening.
Oh God, I'm so tense.
How'd it go?
Oh Lord, I got 2 successes.
Do you have any willpower?
I can't roll it because I have so much hunger. My only success was on a non-hunger dice.
Okay.
All my failures are hunger dice, so I can't re-roll them with willpower.
Okay, so you're like the cacophony of dogs is too much. You're not able to bring them under control. They've been driven wild by the presence of this thing, and and there's too many of them.
One more. Can I do one more thing? Maybe.
I can tell you that a werewolf's claw is coming down on you right now, and it's technically happening in this round. Okay. But if the thing you're about to do is like a mental thing or like okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna try to. I don't even know if this works on them, but I'm gonna try to quell that beast.
Oh shit!
But I've got to rouse for it.
You got to rouse for it, and also I got to tell you that I said the claw was coming down, and that would be like you'd have to try it next round.
Okay.
I really don't want to do this to you, Curtis Krieger, but it's what's happening.
It's happening. Go bring it on.
Here he got 6 successes on his
really?
Naturally.
So do you have any kind of armor or how many health levels do you have?
I love it when Jared switches from like I'm devious to can I help you out, buddy?
Exactly.
No, man, I don't have any armor. I'm
so stressed out.
Okay.
I don't. I just don't.
How many health levels does Curtis Krieger have?
Fuck.
Oh Lord, this really went sideways.
I can look here.
I know I have a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
That's really good because you've just taken 6. I'm going to just rule that it's 6 successes. I know they would normally get more for their claws and stuff. I'm going to be a really nice storyteller right now and say you just take 6 of your 7 health levels in aggravated damage. So, because werewolf claws do aggravated damage. And basically what that means to me, Curtis Krieger, if you agree, is that I will allow you to explain how Curtis has been almost torn in half or
maimed.
How has he been maimed by this claw?
Cool. I think okay, so I think it's like, as we described, like boom through the window. It's like, no, today's the day. And like I'm just like, little help. And the dogs are like too crazy. I can't get control of them. And then it's like I think maybe this claw sweeps up from underneath and I'm almost like, and it's like catches me in the gut and I'm just almost like I think I'm like on my knees with my insides on my outsides. It's like I'm just like my Curtis's like innards are just spilling out of him as he's like on the knees on the ground, just like fuck with this claw embedded in him.
So glad we have that content warning. Okay, so Curtis's guts have been spilled onto the floor of the animal shelter. Now Clara fires her gun. And they aren't expecting her, so I'm giving her an extra die. And Clara, I cannot believe this, you guys. She only got 2 successes. Okay, she rolled a giant dice pool. So here's what I'll do. I will have Clara spend a willpower.
Great.
And she will she doesn't have hunger dice, so she can just re-roll up to 3 of her dice right now.
I'm genuinely very emotional about this. I really don't want Curtis to die. Me too. And
she gets 2 more successes. So 4 successes. So plus plus it being silver and the gun doing +2 damage, she just did 6 aggravated to one of the werewolves. And so Clara basically runs up and goes, gang, 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 and takes out the leader. Because she saw him being like making the giving orders and stuff. Gah, 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 gah. And puts 3 silver bullets into him, and he drops and starts to lose his like war form, and looks like this like half human, half like furry thing that's like writhing on the ground and bleeding. And that's when one of them yells out, "Silt breeder!" And they looks back toward the park, because right at that moment there is corrosive vitae going into the water. And there is a symbol that you see in their like little oblations, my friend Lucius, and it starts to kind of glow and crackle once you've done this. So there's this symbol that they've scrawled on the ground, like in the mud and the silt, and it starts to like really kind of glow and crackle and bubble after you've done this. Would you like to also deface that symbol?
Absolutely.
Great. You do that and you kind of wipe it away, like, because you're like, kind of messing with it's like kind of where they've like carved it into the ground, and your acid just makes it into a mush. And now, now let's see what they do. I have to decide what they do. Okay. What does that mean? Okay, yeah, I know what it means. So there were 4 Geru. One is in the room and has just gutted our friend Curtis Krieger. One is on his back outside in the middle of the street. I mean, like really in the middle of the street. The one inside the Pittsburgh pause turns, and this turn he's going to exit and run back to his friends. And the other 2 are also going to run back into the park, leaving Clara with the one that she's put down.
I've told Clara to try and capture one, by the way.
I believe it. And she's now like looking at her height, which is about 5 feet even maybe, and looking at this guy who's at least like a 6'5" dude, laying on his back and kind of writhing and bubbling and stuff. And she's trying to figure out how she's going to do that. And she then decides to disregard your order, and she's going to go into Pittsburgh Pause to look at our friend Curtis. Meanwhile,
I'm there on the ground with all the dogs barking, and Ruby is just like licking my face as I'm like,
Lucius Ali, you hear howls going up across, way across the park. You hear these howls coming up. And you can tell they're headed for you. I'm
a book it. I'm a book it. Book it to it. You know what I mean? I've done my business.
Would you like to hide, or would you like to just run?
No, I've done my business. I'm gonna go and see what Clara's up to, man. Like I've.
Now you understand. I just want to make it clear as your storyteller. If you run toward Clara, you're running toward the wolves that are coming toward you. You could stealth around them somehow if you'd like to try that, or use some other tactic to avoid them as you're kind of crossing paths.
Well, I think actually I'm gonna back with the car. Mm-hmm. Probably I'm gonna go get the car, and then I'm gonna drive to where the location is.
That makes sense. Just give me a dexterity plus athletics roll. You're just like booking it to the car, and go ahead and take 2 extra bonus die, because they're far enough away from you that catching up to you or seeing you is going to be tough.
And can I blood surge on this or no? You
absolutely can. Cool. You absolutely can.
Great. Didn't get hungrier. And then so that's 3 successes.
Okay. So I have bad news for you. They also got 3 successes. So even though they're like still way behind you, as you get to the car, you can still hear the howls coming closer. They've they figured it out. Like they saw a figure moving away from their sacred cairn, and they're following you. So now you are. I'm going to rule if you want. You're in the car and you're driving to Clara. Is that right?
Well, I'm going to be driving towards that location. Yeah.
Okay. I think I need a dexterity plus drive roll.
Do you have any drive?
Always
drive. But I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna freaking 4 successes.
I'm using a stress ball.
Okay, here they go. And they got 1, 2, 3. So you win. You kind of lose them with the car for a second, and I guess they're not expecting you to double back. So you're like around, and like finally you come to Pittsburgh pause, where you know Clara was pointing earlier, and you kind of were like, okay, you go do that. I've got my thing. And you see the guy like laying on the ground, like kind of bleeding out, and like covered in rain, and you see that he's half in wolf form, half out. And you suspect that something has gone on inside because the window is shattered. So I ask you, Lucius Ali, what do you do now?
So I can now see Curtis, and I can see this guy on the floor, right?
You can't see Curtis. You can just see the shattered window of the front of the animal shelter, and you can see the guy in the middle of the road. Okay, I'm going to sort of drive slowly closer to kind of just get a better look at everything. Mm-hmm. Okay, great. I think if you're taking that time, then I'll allow you to kind of finally see Clara inside, like trying to pick someone up off the ground. Okay, but so if I see that, I'm going to jump out the car and be like, and shout, Clara, what's happened? And I'm going to look at this guy. And do I notice that this guy is a freaking wolf? Yes, you can see that he's going through he's taken a lot of damage, probably from the silver bullets. And you can tell that he's like half feral. Yeah. Could I look into his eyes to try and fucking calm him down? Would that work? Yes, absolutely you can. So you walk up and you're gonna use dominate. Is that correct? I'm gonna use mesmerize. Mesmerize this person to sleep. So I got to rouse for that, don't I? Okay, yeah. You can rouse for that, and you can go ahead and try that. Hungrier. Is my surge still on or no? Do I have to surge again? I will allow. Normally, you're supposed to surge again, and your surge was for running, not driving, right? Or did you use it for driving? Oh, I used it for driving. Okay, you know what? Adrenaline's up. I don't like to just get rid of surges I think you still have it. You can use it. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. Bloody hell. This is like so intense. Because I just see you moving and I'm like, he's about to roll something and a decision's about to be made. Hurry, I'm rolling dice. Okay. Oh shit. 8 successes. Oh, that is really good. The only problem is you looked at a phone at the beginning of last week's session, and some sort of weird code was put into your head by Tadine Nazir, and he, who very much resented the fact that you put a program into his head a while back, has put one into your head. Anytime you use mesmerize, the effect instead works against you, and he got a big pile of successes because he did it as a long ritual when he sent that through your text messages. And so what actually happens is instead of calming and putting him to sleep, you put yourself to sleep. What? Yes. Yep.
You tricksy bastard.
His spell was next time Lucius Ali tries to control someone, he will actually control himself. What's up, bitches? He has a vagabond. Oh my god. And so there in the middle of the rain, as the sun is coming up, Lucius Ali flops onto the ground with rain pouring on him. And
we're in a tight spot.
Damn, dude.
Unbelievable.
Okay.
Bozo.
So, here's what I want. How strong is the sleep that he's put you in? You must resist your own successes. And
you got so many.
I got so many.
Yes, you did. Lucius Ali, you must resist your own successes in a versus roll against your own dominate. So you got 8 successes. So what you need to do is just give me an intelligence plus resolve roll to wake up. And the more successes you get, the quicker you do it. But you must you must get at least 8 altogether before. I'll let you keep rolling it, but every time you roll and don't get enough, it's more rounds are going by.
But here's the thing.
Oh, and you may add your unswayable mind as well.
Right. Okay, which is 1. So that's So that is okay. That's literally 8 together. And then, does my blood surge count as no or no?
No, I think now your blood surge has been taken down by this kind of like trap. So, yeah, so you're gonna roll +1 for your fortitude. Is it +1?
Yeah, it's +1 for 44 for the unswayable mind.
Okay.
So I got 6.
Okay, so you're still laying there in a dream, and in that dream, like you just see like Vagabond being like, "What's up?" Ha ha! Like
me,
and he's like, just like blood raving in front of your eyes, like as you kind of dream. So now I'm going to make some other rolls.
Jared, could I ask a question?
You should go ahead.
Are we up to the same timeline now as Sabrina and Jen driving back to Grouper, or is this still in the past?
Absolutely, no, we're there. So dawn is imminent. Yeah.
Okay.
Can I?
Oh, go ahead.
I also have something I'd like to. I mean, if I even can do anything.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Like no. I cut you off, please.
Well, I don't want this to feel like a Deus Ex Machina or something, but I wonder if there's a situation where, let's say Jen and Sabrina get back to Grouper, don't see Curtis and Lucius, pull them up at Shanley Park, see that there's still 2 vampires there, and go, uh-oh. Like, maybe I tried to call or text and got nothing back, and that I probably would have sent, if this is fair, I would have sent one of the mortal pals, like Dylan or Sabrina, to maybe go check. Or if there's the surveillance cameras, since we're already tapped into those, to see what's going on. And
it's fair.
Yeah,
it's fair. I mean, you make a good argument. I mean, you always know if people aren't back by this time in the Haven that the shit has hit the fan somehow. Because you go back to your Haven to sleep.
Right.
So you want to send Dylan? Is that what you want to do? Send Dylan and Sabrina? Who are you sending, or are you going to go yourself? There is time. There's like 30 minutes before dawn.
And our car's blacked out?
Your car is, yes, you guys have cars that are made
that I'm going to.
Okay, great. Here we go.
We're all going.
Great.
It's a full thing.
We got a great big convoy.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to let you know what you see when you pull up, because you guys are just circling the park, and we'll go ahead and hand wave it. Like we've seen that Sabrina has a good facility for tracking people down and things like that now. So you're going to pull up to Pittsburgh Paws. You're going to see Clara, who only got 1 success, desperately trying to pull Curtis out of the wreckage of Pittsburgh Paws. You can see him you can see the state his body is in. And she's having trouble getting him over the broken window to get out. And you can see Lucius laying there on the ground. And you can see another body beside him kind of writhing on the ground. And you can see 3 black shapes moving out of the park toward everybody.
Oh, boy.
Dylan, Sabrina, get Lucius, go. And I'm just going to book it to Curtis.
Great. Lucius, you can roll again, by the way, this round to kind of overcome this sleep.
And I still need 8?
Yeah, you need. Well, actually, you got 6 last time, so you need 2 more.
I got 4.
We'll do it. Okay, great. So you start to come to, and you see that headlights are on you, and that your friends are kind of there. Okay, so Dylan and Sabrina are pulling Curtis, helping Clara pull Curtis out of the wreckage. No, you wanted them to get Lucius. I'm so sorry.
I'm going to get Curtis.
So when they get to Lucius, you kind of start to wake up. And they're like, come on. It's dawn. It's dawn.
And I look up, and the lights are just starting to be like, what the fuck? And can I look at the body and be like, take him. And I'm just sort of going to try and get the fuck up and get in the car, in this car that we have, because I don't want
Can I see this happening?
I'm just going to go,
there's no fucking time.
No!
Help me with Curtis! It's gone, you fucking idiot! And I'm just going to yell at them to belay Lucius's order and help me or help get Lucius in the car.
Oh, it's now leadership versus leadership. So we're going to go. I want charisma or manipulation plus leadership from both of you. Now, I hope you don't think this is unfair, Lucius, but because you have a lower humanity and you're talking to humans, I think we'll handle that by giving Jen Brown 2 extra dice. She's also spent more time with Sabrina and with and with Dylan. So here we go. Charisma or manipulation plus leadership, and you're rolling versus each other.
I got a messy crit.
What?
I got 7 successes.
But I mean, so this is the thing. I got it's from here. It says 5, right? It says 5 messy crit. But if
2 of them are 10s, right?
Yeah.
Curtis, barely audibly, is like, no, you guys. No time.
Here's what happens. Lucius, your messy crit means that you kind of scare Dylan, and you're kind of like, now. And so Dylan helps you, and you're just you have some potence, right? You're just you help her too, and you guys drag this guy, and Dylan is scared of you, and you're kind of shouting at her, and she's like, fine, let's just go. And you throw this werewolf into the back of one of the cars, and Sabrina's like, fuck no, not helping with that, and rushes to help Curtis, and everybody's getting into the cars, but I can tell you that they're here. The wolves are here because you did spend a round arguing and deciding what to do. And so
we're in the cars?
You are in your cars. Yeah, you're all in the cars. And that's when the
drive.
Casper. Yeah, okay. Casper lands in front of you in his wolf form. You recognize it from long ago, Jen Brown, and he's like, ah!
Oh, then, son of a bitch.
Here we go. Are you driving, Jen Brown?
I'm driving. I got 2 drive dots.
Everybody else was out there trying to help get people in, and then in the other car, it would be Lucius because it's his car. He said he pulled around. So I want drive rolls from both of you, and because you're trying to dodge extremely fast and large monsters, it's going to be tough. I need a drive roll from each of you, and you need to give me 3 successes to get flat away. With 2 successes, you aren't stopped. You're moving, but they're keeping pace with you. Okay, 3 successes, you're gone.
Could I do a drive plus intelligence to know what the best way to scoot out would be?
Yeah, but give me a smart idea that you have.
Oh boy. Okay. I'm going to. I want to try to fake him out. So I want to try to
love that.
Reverse as if I'm reversing to get away, and I'm just going to keep reversing.
Oh, I love
he thinks I'm going to go but I'm just going to go reverse all the fucking way out of the park.
That's awesome. So he actually stands back to prepare for your charge, but you never charge. And so you may, in fact, go ahead and roll intelligence plus drive.
Okay.
And Lucius Ali, what would you like to do?
It's probably gonna all be a dexterity. I mean, I would argue a dexterity and drive, but I don't have any drive, so I'm hoping. Can I blood surge again?
Yeah, you can. Yeah. How much hunger do you have right now?
I've got literally 2 now.
Okay. Yeah, you can blood surge, and you'll get hungrier.
Yeah, I did get hungrier. So again, it adds. We've just said it's 2 dots instead of 3, right? Even at blood potency 3, right?
That's right. Yes, 2 dots.
So it's only 2 dots, right? Okay, that's fine.
Let me double check, but yes, I believe so.
Yeah.
So you are going to go ahead and how did you do with your did you roll your did both of you roll 4. Your drive? You got 4. Great. And Jen Brown, how did you do?
First, I got a total failure. and then I willpowered, and I got a critical.
Yes! My goal, man.
There we go.
Oh, seriously.
You guys are clear away. So let me tell you who's in every car. Sabrina, Curtis. Sabrina, Curtis, Clara, and are all in Jen's car. And Dylan and this werewolf thing are in are in Lucius's car, and you are having to look. That was to get away from the werewolves, which you're clean away. You're scot-free away. In fact, Jen Brown, your car, you don't have to make this next roll. You are just, you're doing so well. You're like back to the Cathedral of Learning as the sun starts to come up. And I said your windows are blacked out anyway, but I think that there needs to be a role for Lucius Salim, because you always have to get out of the car and then get into the building, right?
Well,
and I don't. Yeah.
Also, what is it crazy to be driving not to the Cathedral of Learning, but to the doctor's place?
No,
it's not crazy at all.
Because I think that's. I know Dylan's in the car, and I'm just gonna be like, I think I'm not even, because she's. I just scared the living shit out of this person, so I'm not even gonna.
Yeah.
I'm like my eyes are just like here, like, you know, if I even had veins or whatever, they're just coursing with shit, and I'm just sort of booking it to this direction. So what do you need me to roll?
I think I want like a streetwise plus dexterity roll to just kind of like know your way there quickly enough. And by the way, Dylan is screaming at you like, no, you know, what are you doing? Why are you taking us this way? But let's see how quickly and with what kind of a facility you get to Dr. Orman's.
3 successes.
3 successes. So Dr. Orman is in the U.S. Steel building, just like the rest of the Camarilla. And so you soon find yourself in the parking garage of the U.S. Steel building, and Dylan gets out and is like, I'm telling them what you're doing. And she starts texting. She starts texting Jen Brown.
And I'm like, whatever, I don't give a fuck. I'm literally just in this thing, taking this fucking guy, and I'm pulling him to the doctor.
You arrive, you've been in here before. You like punch in the elevator. Dylan's down in the garage somewhere. You and this and there's like burns and like little wisps of smoke coming off of this guy where he was hit by silver. You're going up in an elevator. Of course. You're going up in an elevator, and you soon arrive at the doctor's private level. And of course, the elevator doors won't open because he is probably already in his coffin, sleeping, and he has to kind of like hit a switch to let you in. So I want to know, like, do you use your like potence to just barge into his?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. I'm not playing about here, and I'll listen. By the way, for honesty, I'm surging every moment right now because I am on a mission.
Great. No problem. You literally rip open the elevator. It takes some time because you don't have like potence 5, but you rip it open. You toss a Geru werewolf into his like little foyer, and you kind of tell him, do you want to just? It's quiet in here. It's dark. He has his blackout curtains down.
That's
what
fine.
do you do?
I'm gonna look for anything. Like in these few moments, I'm like trying to gain some form of composure because I know that I got to sleep. I can feel myself like dying, but I'm looking for some form of silver chain or some form of binding to put across the neck of this beast and sort of subdue this thing, and then I will literally just fall asleep next to it if worse comes to worse.
That's no problem. So first you have to roll your humanity to stay awake right now. So roll your 3 humanity, and in order to stay awake right now, we'll start with 1 success is needed, but then next round it'll be 2 successes. You got 2. So far you're okay. So now give me a searching roll, an investigation plus intelligence or plus wits to see if you can find one of the doctor's silver charms.
I got 4.
Great. You get into his, you go into his study, you rip open the desk you saw him take the silver bullets out of. And yes, let's see, actually. We can't just assume he has the silver charm. Let's see.
Would it be in the same place with the silver gun?
Yeah, it would, and it is. See, I rolled a 9, so chance says that he does have something. So you pull out this kind of silver amulet, and now it's a new round, and you must roll your humanity again, and you need 2 successes this round to stay awake.
Oh, fuck. I got 2.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Man.
Great. And then you suddenly see sigils light up all around the study as you're exiting it. Because you set off one of his wards by coming in without permission. And let me just quickly see what that's going to do to you. Look, this is what Orman does. He's a Tremere. Yeah. He has blood sorcery. He's got wards. Let's see here. Okay. So I have to look up the rules on wards. Anyone affected who wants to touch the warded object, you've touched the warded object. You need to spend a point of willpower and then make a stamina plus resolve test. I don't think that works. No, that's not for you because that's warding circles. This is what we have. Okay, trespassers. Yes. Okay. Hold on. I'm sorry. Give me just 1 second. When the trespasser crosses the circle, make a intelligence plus blood sorcery versus the trespasser's willpower. What's your current willpower, my friend Lucius?
I think it's at 7. Or no, wait, I didn't update it. So let's just say 6 for now.
Y'all have so much willpower.
Yeah, it's a lot of willpower. But you haven't been doing rerolls, so you should have all of it there. I haven't seen you do any rerolls. Okay.
So 6 or 7 then?
We're gonna call it 6. I'm gonna not give you the benefit of the doubt. His blood sorcery only got 2 successes, so you like feel yourself like have to pull yourself out through the wards. And I'm getting confirmation from that your pool is 6 for your willpower when full, and I think it is full because I haven't seen you do any rerolls. Okay, so you pull yourself through that, and now that took a little time, and so now you want to get this silver item on top of this guru. You must give me 1 more humanity roll. You have 3 humanity. You must roll 3 successes or you fall asleep.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
This session is stressful.
Intense as hell.
I got 3.
Lucius Ali, you put a silver necklace around this guy, and he stops writhing and just sits there like, and you fall into slumber, kind of on top of him.
Oh my God! Can I very quickly before the next morning as well say that as we're lugging Curtis up to Grouper, I'd like to also try to roll my humanity to stay awake a little bit longer.
That's a good idea. And we'll make it 1 success at first, just like I did for our friend Lucius.
I got 7.
I can't fucking sleep. I'm not going to sleep tonight. I'm literally like, oh my God.
And I think, and as you're doing that, I think Curtis is like whispering to you, like, you gotta help me. You gotta help me. You gotta help me.
I got you. Okay. I got 7 successes. So I think as soon as we're at Grouper, I'm just going to collapse on the ground with Curtis, open up my arm and start feeding him.
Okay, great. So the rules for aggravated damage are you must wait until the next nightfall and make 3 rouse checks in addition to the regular rouse check made when rising. This process removes 1 point of aggravated damage as well as 1 crippling injury or similar impairment. If these rouse checks raise the vampire's hunger about 5, they fall into torpor. So Jen Brown, this is a really good move for you because what you're doing is if you guys just fell asleep, next morning he might just go into torpor. But you're feeding him. How much are you feeding him?
I think Jen's so worried that she would feed him until she sees his entrails start to knit back up and be where the entrails are supposed to be.
Okay, Jen Brown, bring your hunger to 3.
Okay.
And Curtis Krieger, bring your hunger down by 3.
All right. Thank you.
And that's all you can give Jen Brown before it really starts to fuck with you. Yes. But if you want, okay, you're cool with that? Is that enough?
Well, do I see him start to heal?
He will heal like the next night.
Yeah.
But you can tell that he's like no longer like famished. You can tell that he's like calm now instead of like help me. You know what I mean? Like you've kind of like you see like a kind of a blush of life go like shimmer over him a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Like, and I think I'll even like just yes, I'm okay. Are you okay? Are you okay? Okay. I will be. Thank you.
Okay, then I think much like Lucius, that's as much as her humanity will let her stay awake, and then I think she's just going to collapse on the floor next to him, and Sabrina and Clara are just going to be like looking at these two vampires.
Yeah, Sabrina,
it's crazy. I felt like.
Yeah. Sabrina turns on her phone's light and looks over at Clara and goes, "We should get vacations, right? Like, where, like we get to take a week off, or okay." So,
damn.
Curtain down.
Oh, what a night!
And now. Let us just think for a moment. Let's take a little pause and say, just as players, and this is not metagaming, but like, what do you think is the next move for each of you? Just so I can kind of be up to speed with where you're going. So let's start with Lucius, who's in the most kind of dangerous spot. What do you think is going to happen, Lucius? What are you going to do?
I'm probably not going to wake up. That's probably what's going to happen. Like, Lord knows. Yeah.
What is it? Your hunger is at what right now?
3.
Okay. So even if you fail your rouse roll to awaken, you won't be in torpor or anything. You'll be okay. And ostensibly, I'm guessing you're going to just tell Dr. Orman, here, I got you your werewolf to experiment on, right?
Yeah, and I'm gonna basically I'm gonna spend the day with the doctor. Well, not really spend the day, but I need to understand what he is, what is fascinating about this, and how this sort of furthers our cause here in Pittsburgh. I also want to interrogate this thing if it is even able to speak.
Great.
Yeah, and I think that's sort of where I'm at.
That's good. Okay, what do you think, Curtis and Jen? You're in the same area. Curtis, you will you're going to make those 3 rouse rolls when you wake up, and then you're going to heal some aggravated damage.
All right.
Yeah, no matter what, you won't go into torpor, so that's good. Because even if you fail all 3, you'll be at hunger 4 again. What are you thinking? You'll be in theory, you'll be able to move around and do some things. What's the next move for you two?
I think Jen only cares right now about making sure Curtis is okay at the moment. So I think that's her focus until she feels like he's back to 100%.
All right. I failed one of the 3 rouse rolls, but I made all 3. And how many health does that, or how much damage does that take away?
You get back 1 aggravated damage.
Just 1. Oh no.
Oh my God.
Okay. Wowzers. Okay.
Okay. So, here's the deal. Let's begin with I like that you're going to take a night off, Jen Brown, and just kind of work with Curtis and be careful and kind of not stick your neck out too far. So, but think if you want to make other moves or something, you can. I will say that the rain has stopped. You realize. Go ahead and make your rouse to awaken Jen Brown. Let's go ahead and get into it. Sabrina hits the button that lifts the blackout window guards on here in the grouper offices at the top of the Cathedral of Learning, and fresh moonlight kind of filters in, and you see that you're looking at a clear sky. The rain has stopped.
Dylan had returned, by the way, because she's obviously not affected by.
Yes.
Probably taken
Thank
the car.
you, Lucius. You're right. She has returned. She has taken the car, and so she is able to fully inform you about what Lucius did and probably what he's even planning.
Okay. I'm at hunger 4, but is it assumed, because I failed my rouse roll, but I'm assuming that that there is some blood available because we are now ruling the city, right? So I can I just slake a couple of those off, or should I be? What I would like to do, because when we talked about backgrounds, we said some of us took a herd. That's Curtis, right? But the other 2 of us decided to put them in other spaces. So would you like to put one of your allies on a blood job, like getting you some blood? I think I'll ask Clara if she doesn't.
Okay. Clara, she doesn't mind, but we're going to go ahead and take Clara off the board right now. You can't really kind of, it's going to take her like most of the night to kind of get blood for you. Okay. So, Jen Brown, what would you like to do?
So, Dylan's given me the debrief, I'm guessing. I think I'm just sitting with Curtis, like bedside style. Hey. How you doing?
I mean, I've had better nights. I didn't know they could do that. Yeah. It's scary. Hey. It'd take more than that to take me out. Thank you. Thank you.
Of course.
Yeah.
That was just one werewolf that did that to you?
Yeah. And they were doing something out there. I saw the dogs moving in their kind of sigil-esque pattern and stuff. They said I interrupted them, that I was spying on them. And they said that they'd made a deal to be out there with the prince.
And now I am going to cut away, if you don't mind, to the U.S. Steel building, where Lucius Ellie, would you please roll your rouse roll to awaken for the evening?
Okay. I got hungrier.
Very good. And as you awaken, you realize that someone has moved your body to a kind of a cot or like a hospital bed, and you are in the doctor's laboratory. You are not restrained in any way. And one of the first things you see is the man that you brought in another kind of hospital bed nearby, and he has lots of heavy locks and chains on him. And then you hear, Dr. Ali, and Dr. Orman shuffles forward.
And I'm like, Doctor, I'm sorry. Your lift. I suggest
you ruined my rug as well.
I'll buy you a new one.
Quite all right, Doctor. Quite all right. Oh, what have you brought me here? And he moves over to the werewolf and is like petting the man's like, gunshot wounded chest, and kind of, you know what? He also sticks his finger in a little bit into one of the wounds, and the guy goes, ah! And by the way, that guy's like writhing and like totally awake and not like dead or unconscious. And
Doctor, are you sure that's safe?
I'm fairly certain the silver charm that you placed around his neck, very, very clever, Doctor. That is going to prevent him from healing. And right now his body is quite broken, isn't it? Fuck you, leech. I'm going to rip you to pieces. You don't fucking talk to me. The only problem is that I need a way to restrain his speaking because it's becoming quite disruptive to my work.
And then I'd lift a finger and I look at him and I'm like, instead of mesmerize. I mean, mesmerizing is stronger, but what's the word? The command one is one word, isn't it?
Compel.
And is it does it have the same potence as a mesmerize?
Basically compel. It gives you're allowed to make one single command, and it has to be non-lethal.
So if it's like comply, it's almost like basically what I want to do is actually fuck it. This guy's my play toy now. I'm going to literally dominate this person to the nth degree. I'm going to submerge directive everything on this thing because we have it and it's alive. And the first thing the first thing I am gonna say to it is is almost what would I say to a dog?
Heel boy?
Yeah. So I'm gonna roll that.
Okay, great. Go ahead and give me your mesmerize roll and make a rouse check. Manipulation plus dominate. And what is your hunger right now?
It's at 4, but I didn't get hungrier.
Okay, great. Be careful, because if you rouse and you get hungrier and you go to 5, bad stuff happens.
Of course.
And so you find yourself at Hunger 4, and you may make and tell me how many successes you got.
I got 6.
Okay, let's see how he does. He's like, that shit won't work on me, boy. I've got the fucking blood of Fenris in my veins. I'm gonna rip you. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. Not enough.
Wow.
And so I'm going to allow a mesmerize. A mesmerize says that you can kind of give him a series of commands. Well, let's get it exactly right, because I have viewers all the time saying, "Wait, with the mesmerize, can it do that?" So let's make sure that we are completely according to the rules here. I think that mesmerize is just quite powerful, and it does a lot of like tough stuff.
And
so,
but it's with also rationalize. Does that
right?
Also
he thinks it's his own. He'll think it's his own idea. And so let's see here. Until the command is carried out or the scene ends. It says here, you can issue complex commands to a victim as long as they have the subject's gaze and relative quiet in which to issue instructions. The instructions must be carried out immediately to the victim's best ability and must not contain any conditional actions. And then if you said you're going to also give him a submerged directive, you can now implant a post-hypnotic suggestion, allowing the command to remain dormant until a specific stimulus occurs. I am going to be a tough GM on you, Abu, and I forgive me for that, but I'm going to say you either need to give him a submerged directive right now or a command that he can carry out in this scene. That is sort of how it's going to work.
Okay.
I gave him a full resistance roll. He got a full resistance roll.
Yeah.
And he failed it. You got more successes.
So here's the thing. With the submerged directive, it can only if yeah. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna mesmerize him because I think that's just the best option right now. Mm-hmm. And it's basically all to be like, to calm down, lower your voice, obey us, obey us, obey us.
Okay, so he calms down and lowers his voice, and he will for the rest of the scene. And he thinks it's his own idea, so suddenly he's kind of chatty. He's like, "You realize that you've declared war against the Guru nation."
Uh-oh.
And I'm
That's
like,
not great.
And I'm kind of...
You think the rest of my pack can't track you here? We're wolves, bitch.
And I'm going to look at the doctor and be like, is there any way that you could put something around this space to make sure that we are untraceable?
I could work on it. Are we sure that's the best use of my time? I mean, I'm really anxious to kind of get a look at this Vitae inside of his veins up close.
I can look at the Vitae.
Doctor, forgive me, but I feel that I'm the authority here. Perhaps your time is better spent establishing some sort of countermeasures against Guru attack.
Right. So what do you expect me to do with my...
Well, I don't know. Perhaps mobilize your little friends who have destroyed the Camarilla, or bring in some of your allies. My time, there are so many hours in the night, should be spent figuring out how to neutralize the dogs. How to mess with their precious blood, make it bubble and ooze.
And you can do this with the whole of the Guru.
Possibly. I need some time to study.
But tell me, if these things can actually...
Fools, you're going up against a force you don't understand.
I need you to stay quiet.
All right. No problem.
If you need time, Doctor, surely these things will be able to find us in the matter of time that it takes you to find any sort of form of knowledge. Remember, these people don't wait. No patience.
I am going to have you calmed him down, so he's going to go, "Can I just say something? Your prince gave us permission to be here."
Interesting. Prince. Which prince?
Orman's like, no, that doesn't sound right. I think you know who the prince of your own city is, or are you those rebel vampires? I'm talking about the prince, Marius Sakura.
Well.
Something funny?
Oh, yes. You see, Marius isn't the prince, you stupid mutt. No, he owns nothing here. You see, we own this city. You trespassed into us. So don't sit there all cocky and laughing as if you've just been given permission to do what you want to do. No. I give you permission to do what I need you to do. Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand.
Good. Doctor, you have a night, maybe two, with this thing before I rip it asunder. I'm going to go deal with this fucking mess, and I'm just going to storm out.
Okay, great. Great. And so now I will go back to our friends in the Cathedral of Learning. Lucius, is your intention to go back and connect with them, or
yeah? And on my way back, I'm going to try and find a reflective surface and call for Marius's name.
Great. I want to add one thing as you leave. Dr. Orman goes, one thing, Doctor, if it would be possible, perhaps not to let Bex and some of her friends know that we, have captured the specimen. It's a little bit outside of the parameters of my deal with her.
Yes, understandable, Doctor, but please find some good use of this thing. And remember, I will tell you when I'm ready.
Of course. And so he goes back into his lab, and you are riding. Well, you're going down the stairwell because the elevator's broken, and it takes you a long time. But when you get outside, all the lights of Pittsburgh are bright, and there is a reflective. The building itself has like kind of a reflective sheen. And would you like to call Marius's name?
Absolutely.
Suddenly, the reflection is like, hello.
Marius, Sakura.
Dr. Ali, I'm very upset with you.
Yes, it's funny. I don't remember ever having some form of conversation with you. I think I was completely out of it when all this decision-making started happening, Marius. Now, what is this I hear about you being a prince?
Well, you've gone against my edict. I specifically gave the drowned dogs permission to use Shenley Park for their religious rites, and now you've gone and you've made me look like a bit of a liar.
Because I didn't know that this was part of the plan, Marius. You've been quite quiet recently. I don't understand why you haven't even decided to reach out to us. What did we do? What happened, Marius?
Well, I decided that you were not trustworthy allies, and I see that I determined correctly.
No,
the drowned dogs are here. You will listen to me, Doctor. The drowned dogs are here with my permission. I made a deal with them. They may use Shenley Park for their rituals, and in return, they have to do me a little favor. They have to cull the vampires of Pittsburgh who go against my leadership. So go back to your little coterie. Let them know that I am a forgiving prince, and that they may decide to re-up their allegiance to their liege lord, Marius Sakura. If they do so, they will be accepted into my warm embrace on a trial basis. If not, the drowned dogs will rip them all into shreds. And by the way, I know you're in the Cathedral of Learning.
Okay. I think I'm going to double time it back to the Cathedral of Learning.
Very good. I have a thing. Don't be mad at me, Abu. I think while Lucius is gone, Having heard what she's heard from Dylan, I think Jen has asked Sabrina to put up a protection around the Cathedral of Learning, specifically so Lucius can't enter without my permission.
Okay. Let's see if Sabrina's like, okay. Yeah, I mean, sure. I think I can do that. Let's see.
Can I help her at all?
Or you don't need to. She just did. That's like, yeah. So, she's gonna start trying a spell, and based on her specific abilities, it's not gonna just be like a force field. Okay. Like, I'm going to tell you kind of how it works. So she explains that she's like, I mean, I can make it so that, the machines he touches in here, anything that uses power kind of won't work. I mean, that's maybe the best I can do, and it probably won't last forever.
Okay.
He won't be able to use the elevator.
The front doors are automatic, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a modern building. So, and It is the tallest building in a university in the United States. So it requires an elevator, or he'll be in this very narrow stairwell. Like, she can't control, she can control the power locks, you guys. I assume you've put in power locks on the actual Haven, right? Mm-hmm. So she can control that, and they will not respond to him if he has a key card or keys or anything.
Okay, I think if it's okay, when he tries to open the front door of the Cathedral of Learning, it doesn't respond to him. And if there's a screen on the outside of it, my face comes on.
Let's see how Sabrina's spell goes. I'm gonna roll that right now, and it goes really well. She gets 4 successes. So what you just said happens. And so, Lucius, as you arrive at the Cathedral of Learning and you walk up to the automatic doors, they don't open. And then there is, in fact, a little screen, because it's a modern university with all those little stations, where you can call for a campus cop or whatever. And suddenly Jen's face comes up on it.
Jen, open the door.
You had a choice last night. Dawn was steadily approaching, and one of your friends, one of the only people I give a shit about on this fucking planet, had his guts hanging out. He was dying. We were all seconds from dying. And what do? You command one of my people to drive you to the fucking Camarilla. And now they have a werewolf pet. Give me one reason I should let you back in this fucking building.
Your people. Wow, Jen.
Lucius, because you haven't done anything
I haven't done
for
anything.
Them.
You're the one siding with fucking witches. You're the one helping people who are against us.
The only person that I see against us right now is you.
Careful, Jen. You don't want
Why was your sister alone against 3 werewolves, Lucius? Why, when she was dying, was I the one that helped her? You're losing your soul. You've probably already lost it.
Oh, my lord.
I have people here to protect. And I'm not going to let you in. Because you are a fucking loose cannon. Unless you prove to me that you give a shit more about us than power, than ruling this city, you are not stepping foot in here.
Sabrina says, Jen, can I have a word?
Think about what I've said, Lucius. You're not getting in this building. And then the screen goes black.
Are you sure it's a good idea to just kind of cut him loose right now? Because I feel like, probably we need, his skill set. I hate to.
Brina, look at Curtis. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah, no, that's my point. I mean, Curtis is sort of out of action. We don't even know what he found out. Don't you at least want information?
I want all of you safe. That's what I want. And right now, he is an impediment to that.
Okay. She goes back to kind of trying to find out things on her own about what's going on out in the city. Lucius L.E., what would you like to do?
I think I'm kind of stood out there, kind of in a bit of like, again, this sort of, my low humanity state sort of takes it on board and sort of is like cold and calculated about it. And then I make my way to Washington's Landing.
Okay, Washington's Landing it is. As you travel there, I am going to allow Curtis and Jen any kind of prep, ideas, things they want to like put into motion tonight. Anything else like before we have Lucius bring in the big guns?
Jen was shouting, so I'm guessing Curtis heard her.
Yeah. I think I'm in the other room, just like kind of like feeling, trying to like get myself together.
Jen maybe goes back in to check on you and sees you like getting up. It's like, whoa, hey, lay down.
Oh God, I just need to.
You're still healing. You have to rest. Okay, we'll figure this out. We'll figure it out.
I mean, are you sure that's such a good idea? I mean, what the hell is he gonna do out there on his own?
I don't know, Curtis. I don't know what I'm doing.
No.
You were tiny. You were almost dead,
I go.
Curtis,
I know. You're doing what you think is best. I know. I know. I don't know what the hell he was doing in there.
What do I do? We could run. We've talked about it before. We don't have to stay here. We could just let them have the city. We could run.
And I honestly think that's really tempting to Curtis. As like,
and I honestly run an open-ended game. So even though we set up a certain status quo, your characters make the decisions that they want to make, and we'll roll with the punches.
Vampires of Winnipeg.
I'm thinking run in blood. We'll just change a couple of the words, the letters in the middle of the word rain.
Yeah.
We could take the witches. I told them I would help them. We could, I don't know, but we could run. If he wants the city, let him have the city. I don't need to be here. I just need you guys.
It's hard out there. Yeah.
Hello. Hi.
Hell.
The mirror in this room suddenly lights up and Marius Sakura's face is on it. Hi. Hello.
Long time no see.
Yes. Well, I've been seeing you for quite some time. I've been able to watch you anytime you move in front of a reflective surface. I take it that you and Dr. Ali are on the outs, and he failed to communicate my offer, which is simple. You may agree to come to me, meet me on neutral turf, and swear allegiance to me, or you can be ripped apart by the guru. That is my offer, and I believe it is very fair. I want you to know that I respect both of you and what you've created here, and it is not my intention to take it away. It's simply to manage it. I've grown quite close to you all, even though I've been a bit of an absent father lately, and I just feel you belong to me. So, if you decide you'd like to meet me on neutral ground and make a deal, Simply say my name 3 times in front of the mirror.
Oh, you freaking
weirdo. He's gone.
Yeah, I think Curtis throws his jacket over that like computer screen and is like, oh, God. And when he does that and turns around, you can see just this like insane scar running up the front of his torso with like ribs kind of like protruding in ways they shouldn't. Like, okay.
Jen's gonna put a hand onto Curtis's hand and say, look, I'm not stupid. I know we can't fight them. And I don't really have any interest in doing that anymore. What if I call the Reclaimers and see if they have any interest in this, frankly, insane plan that I have? And if not, maybe we can just make a break for it ourselves.
Those ladies seem like they got pretty deep roots here. I mean...
Then maybe they can help us get out.
Maybe. I feel it. I mean, we were just starting to get our hands around this thing, but I feel it every day, Jen. It's like the city's pressing down on me. I want to get out of here.
Then let's go.
I gotta get in touch with the guys down at the rescue. They gotta know they're in trouble.
Okay. Why don't you call them?
Yeah.
I don't want you going anywhere.
All right.
Hey.
Yeah.
It's you and me, right?
Yeah.
There's a knock on the door. There's a knock on the door, and Dylan and Sabrina are standing there.
Hey.
So what's the plan?
Oh, God.
We're leaving.
What?
We're leaving. If you want to leave with us, we're leaving.
What about Grouper? What about everything we built here?
We can rebuild it.
For the 5th time? Jen, I finally have power.
Look, and I'm going to get
You
up
wanna
and walk
run?
over to them. Lucius, it's not his fault. You've seen what we're like. What Kindred are like. It's chaos. It's violence. And there's more coming to our doorstep. Another vampire has basically demanded our allegiance, or he's going to sick his dogs on us. And Dylan, I believe what you said. And I can't keep trying to fight them. I don't have the stomach for it anymore.
I'm coming with you, Jen. That's Dylan. Thana finally moves forward, and she has the book. And she's like, and you will be wanting to take your property with you?
The invitation extends to you too, Thana. We might have more luck on the path in a less conflict-heavy city.
I can't leave Mary.
Thana.
I have to teach her the precepts of Galconda. It's what she's been looking for hundreds of years.
Mary left you, Thana. I'm not going to force you to do anything.
And I'm not going to take your book, Jen Brown. She sits it down in front of you, and she goes, You must find the Salubri. She opens the book and points to this like odd, strange, like old kind of like wood cutting drawing, engraving of like a kindred with like one eye in the center of their forehead. If you are truly going to range out into the world, find the Salubri. They are the lineage of Salo. They understand the balance.
How do I find them?
I don't know, but this is not a metaphor. And she points to the eye on the front of one of their heads. Find them. They'll carry his wisdom in their blood.
What are you going to do?
I told you. I must help Mary. I must find her.
I'm going to take one of her crazy Nosferatu hands and say, there's always a place for you with us.
I hope that this is a true step and not a false step on the road to Galconda. I hope this is running towards something and not fleeing.
I'll try to make it that. I'm going to look at Sabrina. I'm done.
No, Jen. No. I'm staying here. I'll be okay. I mean, maybe the werewolves won't want to rip me to pieces.
Sabrina.
I'm not abandoning the company, and I'm not starting all over again. I mean, we've only been here a year. Like, I can't do it.
You know why I'm leaving, though, right? You know it's because I don't want to become like her any more than I already have.
Self-sacrifice. That's what it's about, right? Curtis just cuts it in. Forgive me, like.
Yeah.
Marius Sikora made a deal with those wolves.
Yeah.
He got real persuasive with them and offered the opportunity to take out any kindred that were in the town. After he sent us on a mission to bring more in. I do want to get out of here, but...
Then go. Both of you go. The longer you stay, the more hours of night are being eaten up. You have 6 hours to get somewhere now. I don't know where you're going, but if I can help, I'll help you. But go.
Wait, Curtis, what are you saying?
It sounds crazy. I'm not the...
Say it.
I mean, I'm more like those guys than I am. Gesturing to the jacket-covered screen, like Sikora. If there's a vampire in this town that should be taken out, it's him. I don't know, like, if we're walking this path, if we can never cooperate with anyone, then we're just going to run into another conflict and another and another. It's going to find us. I don't know. Like, I know you... I would just like to talk to him.
And say what?
Maybe just show him the bigger picture. We're not so different, you and I, right? I don't know.
He's like them. He's like the Camarilla. We're not
exactly. I didn't get a sense of what they want. Is there a world where we can all get what we want out of this place and not tear each other apart without running away? I don't know the
Forgive me. I hate to cut off a scene, but we are getting toward the end of our time, and I want to show you a couple things that are happening out in the world, and then allow Lucius to have a coda for us. And so keep that thought if you can, Ross. And I'm so sorry to cut you off.
No.
Keep it for next time. You guys are still in the cathedral. There's still 6 hours left in the evening. I can tell you in another room somewhere, Sabrina is like furiously like kind of typing on a keyboard until finally she looks into the reflective screen, hits her sleep on her computer so that it's just black and she can see her face, and she goes, Marius Sakura, my name is I'm Jen's friend Sabrina, and I was hoping that maybe we could talk about this vassalage deal. And his face appears on the screen. Meanwhile,
well.
In the U.S. Steel Building, you see Dr. Orman taking a big vial full of blood, and he's kind of looking at it in the moonlight, and then he's moving it over to kind of a petri dish. And just as he's about to put it into the petri dish, he's like squirting it into his mouth, and then he's cracking the syringe and moving toward the Wolfman on his table, licking his lips. And meanwhile, at Washington's Landing, you have arrived, Lucius.
I'm going to look and I'm going to see, is there anything changed, anything new?
Oh, yes, there is something new. Something very new. Someone has taken pieces of the burnt out buildings and has built some sort of gigantic shrine, almost like with like a steeple, and like you can even go inside of it. It is quite elaborate, and it even incorporates a couple skulls. Real ones.
I'm going to look around and be like, Mary, where are you?
She just, instead of coming up out of the earth, she just walks out of the shrine she's built. Hello, Lucius.
I feel, for the first time in a while, strong.
Yes.
I feel free.
Oh.
There was this battle within me, trying to understand if I was doing it right for our kin, for our people, and I was blinded. But now I can see so clearly.
Your footsteps are on the path of Cain.
Mary, there is so much I need to tell you. There is so much I need to share.
Come inside, my child. Let us pray. And she walks into her church.
Great. And I'm sort of, I'm just going to kind of look at her and be like, Jen Brown, Curtis Krieger. They need to die.
Yes.
Mary looks at you, and for the first time, something sort of breaks her kind of, eternal poise. Something about that makes her pause. And you get a look from her that very deep down, there's probably still just a grain of humanity in her. And you get that person. For just a second, she looks at you like, and that is where we will end for today. Vampires of Pittsburgh, your one-stop shop for total PvP campaigns.
So should we start like brainstorming new characters now?
It does feel like this is going to come to a head, and it might come to a violent one. I don't know, not yet. We don't need to. I mean, okay. I know you were just joking, but let's not go quite that far just yet. Well, I mean, I really thought
These
we'd get
poor
more
guys
than
can't catch a break.
I thought we'd get more than 4 episodes into the new Chronicle before it went here, but here we are. Look, I love it, and I can't wait to see what happens. And as long as the coterie is okay with me hopping around, we're going to be good for the next couple episodes figuring this out.
If Lucius wants to cross, it will not be hard. It will not be that difficult.
I mean,
watching you two power move each other over the screen, I'm just like, that's fantastic.
Yeah. Thank you guys again. What another fantastic session. Ashley Burch, Salim, and Ross Bryant. Thank you, and we'll see you next Sunday for a total Pittsburgh Civil War. All right. Love you all.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Guys, that was today's episode. And tune into our hi Ross. Tune into our next Chronicle, which will be named something else in like about 2 episodes. Okay. I'm just joking. We are going to go ahead and say goodbye. I'm going to just remind you, please follow us on all our socials. We're on Reddit, Instagram, Twitter. We are definitely on Facebook, because why wouldn't you be? And we're on Discord. That's the best place to get in touch with us and let us know what you think of the shows. It's called the Server of Blood. Join our Discord and be part of that. We also have merch, Steel City Tanning. I'm wearing my merch. Go to our Threadless store. You can find a merch channel on our Discord, or here's where you go right now and buy all of it. We have stuff for Blades in the Dark. We have stuff for Vampire, and we have stuff for all of the shows we do. So please go and check that out. Please subscribe or buy a subscription for somebody else. And I just want to say you can see us here again on Tuesday for more Call of Cthulhu 7th edition on our Taste of Blood show, 7 p.m. We're doing a King in Yellow storyline that called Paris Painted Yellow. That'll be the conclusion of that storyline. I want to thank Clinton Trucks and Brian Baldinger, my producer partners. I want to thank Megan Arch, our social media manager, Matt Moynihan, YouTube content producer, Jill Petracek, who does all of our graphic design. And I want to thank my players and you, the viewers, for being so great every week. We love presenting this game for you. And that's it for now. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.